Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, over the next couple of days, as we head into the weekend, we've got some windy but warm weather, and it's all ahead of a polar blast, a significant cold change coming at the start of next week. We'll be seeing snow on the desert road, so it is going to be a nationwide colder change. But before that arrives, warmer weather is coming on in. So here is the wind map at the moment, showing high pressure in white and low pressure in the purpley blue. So there's a fair bit of high pressure in the upper North Island. That's slowly moving away, but that's also the reason why we're getting some colder weather. It was a bit cold this morning. It'll be colder again tonight for northern New Zealand. Most other places, though, feeling those winds starting to pick up. So as we go into Friday, you can see that high pressure zone to the north. That's why it's still a little bit cold for you in the mornings. Not a lot of wind around, not a lot of cloud around. So clear skies, calm conditions makes for a cold night. But the further south you go, the windier it gets. So we've got a pretty blustery Friday on the way with heavy rain on the west coast. This will move very slowly northwards. That's why the rainfall totals are quite big. So when we take a look at the rain map, you can see this pale blue area here showing 125, maybe even up to 150 millimeters of rain in just 24 hours, mostly around Franz Josef and the mountains, but it's enough to get into that territory where it might flood and it might cause a few road closures. So just be aware of that on Friday, and then it slowly moves northwards at night. Just a few showers elsewhere and dry in the areas that have had floods recently. Gisborne and Canterbury's only got a bit of spillover spits coming off the west coast. It's going to be warm. I talked about those nor'westers. The areas in red, you're 4 to 8 degrees above average as we go in towards the weekend, so that's pretty mild. Now on Saturday, that heavy rain moves further up the west coast. The front moves into the North Island to some degree. It's falling apart a little bit as it moves into high pressure, but it's very slow moving. So even though it's falling apart a wee bit, it'll just keep falling in the same place. So your rainfall accumulations still could be quite high on the west coast. Dry though, mostly dry anyway on the eastern side of the country. Now as we go into Sunday, there will be some spillover now into Hawke's Bay and Waiata Upper. Take a look at your rainfall totals at ruralweather.co.nz or at Weatherwatch. You can see hourly and daily rainfall totals. And what we're seeing is just a few millimetres coming in here for Hawke's Bay as we get into Sunday. But heavier falls around Taranaki and going into Waitomo and King Country as we get into the afternoon. And then later on, by the end of Sunday, we expect some of that wet weather in the very north of New Zealand. And it's still raining on the west coast, but you can see this blue line. That's the change that's coming in for next week. Look at Monday. Much colder on Monday. This is a polar southerly coming on in. Snow forms later in the day on the desert road. It may well close on Monday night or Tuesday. In the South Island, could be snow on the Alpine passes, and it's going to be wintry. I think I said yesterday, Dunedin's high coming up on Monday around 5 degrees. Sure, some of you might warm up to 7, if you're lucky, in a more sheltered part, but this is a cold, wintry southerly, snow on the mountains and ranges and getting down to lower levels. We'll be locking that in over the weekend, the sort of the level of snow. And then we get to Tuesday, and while this is the storm out here, well southeast of the Chatham Islands, it's dredging up this big cold southerly in tandem with this high. You'll find every big polar blast, I won't say every, most big polar blasts have a big high out near Tasmania shaped north to south and a low southeast of Dunedin. Put those two together and it has big reach down to Antarctica and straight on up. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, pretty cold around many parts of the country. That is all from me. We'll see you again on Friday with our next update.